miss this week's Look-In for a great free gift. Super action transfers to rub down and make your own pictures. And there's an action transfer competition to enter as well. Look in for action with a bionic woman and a super color pinup of Lee Majors starting a new $6 Million Man adventure. And look in for On the Ball, Benny Hill, Space 1999, Doctor on the Go, and the first of 4 ABBA portraits for you to collect. Get your all-action look-in.
Today I want to talk about a comic book, or rather a magazine, which was very popular when I was a kid, and that is Look-in. And you can see on the issue I've got here, we've got Paul McCartney on the cover. This is to do with his song, and I'm a big McCartney fan, but I think this particular song that this cover is to do with, which was a release at the time, is Simply Having a Wonder, which is a shit. Cover date on this magazine is week ending 22nd of December 1979. So this is Look-In, billed as the Junior TVTimes number 52. Now this comic wasn't sequentially numbered, so you'd have 52 at the end of the year, 53, and then the first issue in January would start again from issue 1. Now Look-In ran from a great many years, Junior TVTimes. Now the TV-Times was the, back when I was growing up in the 1970s, we had 3 TV channels. We had BBC One, BBC Two and ITV. Channel 4 didn't even come out until the early 80s, so we had 3 TV channels. Now the Radio Times was the TV listings magazine of the BBC, and the TV Times was the TV listing magazines of ITV, that is independent television. So Look-In is the magazine, which is based largely around, and I say magazine, it's largely a comic book, but it's based around ITV independent television programs. It's got a Paul McCartney cover here, and as you can notice here on the words Look-In, the words are snow-capped, and mostly every comic did that back in the day. At Christmas time they always covered the title in snow. Titles like Battle, Warlord, all had this snow-capped cover to say it was Christmas. On the front cover you have Paul McCartney, late of the Beatles, probably the finest band we've ever had, and on the back cover you had a pin-up of Racy, so Paul McCartney and Racy, kind of weird, but anyway, the lovely artwork on the front cover here. You've got McCartney as he was during this period in 1979, and also Beatle Paul over there. So when we open up the cover, we've got a film focus feature on the inside cover, which is talking about the movie The Black Hole, which had recently come out during this period, and the first strip is a cartoon strip based on the Benny Hill TV series. Can you imagine today in 2024 having a children's comic book featuring a strip about Benny Hill? Because Benny Hill, as much as I will still watch the old programs from time to time, and you can find a few clips on YouTube, in these days, in our oversensitive woke kind of attitude, we would consider Benny Hill to be sexist. At these times it was harmless, you know. When the alternative comedians started coming out in the early 80s, you had people like Ben Elton calling Benny Hill a dirty old man, and he was missing the point there, because Benny Hill was basically your saucy, and I say saucy for any American viewers watching this video, saucy is kind of sexy, kind of rude, saucy, seaside postcard type of thing, and that was Benny Hill Zuma. But anyway, this starts off with a strip based on the Benny Hills. Series. Benny Hill was a massive TV series. Then when we open it up, we've got Stewpot's news desk. Stewpot, of course, was a disc jockey at the time. Merry Christmas to you all. Christmas is the time of year to eat, drink and be merry, says Stewpot in his picture. He's got a picture of Busby there. Busby, of course, was a bird, used in advertisements by BT, and voiced by the great Bernard Cribbins. And we've got some odds and ends here. We've got a picture of you with green here. We've also got some current album reviews. ABBA's Greatest Hits. Then we've got the Nolan Sisters, and then the Damned Machine Gun Etiquette. There's quite a mixture there. We've got a sports page next and a pin-up of Ian Botham. And these magazines, these comics these days, there's a lot of pin-ups. Basically, you've designed it to tear the page out and pin it up on your bedroom wall. Then we've got a strip based on a TV series, Sapphire and Steel, which of course starred Joanna Lumley and David McCallum. David McCallum, better known as one half of The Man from U.N.C.L.E., together with Robert Vaughn. So after that, we've got some Christmas gift tags that readers could cut out and use on their presents for their parents. It was all cool back in the day, now, and it tells me that. By the way, I'm drinking, sorry. Jim Beam is a better drinking experience than than Jack Daniels. Anyway, that's my opinions, okay? So Look-in ran from 1971 to 1994. The first issue came out on the 9th of January 1971, and the final issue came out on the 12th of March 1994. So we had a fairly long run. Now going back to the magazine, we've got some recipes here if any readers were feeling adventurous. We've got a Christmas house and a star. Carrying on, we've got then picture strip based on the ITV series of the time, Enid Blyton's Famous Five. That, I think it ran 1 or 2 series, but it was quite popular in its day. Strip, Meet the Smurfs. The Smurfs, of course, la 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 la. And then we've got the feature, the cover feature about Paul McCartney, and the inside pin-up is going to be, oh my god, Macca, Linda, and the rest of Wings. This is the final iteration of the group Wings. Charlie's Angels, very popular TV series of the day. Studio Christmas on ITV, which gives highlights of stuff that the readers may enjoy over the Christmas period that they're coming up. So it's quite interesting. There's a strip then on Battlestar Galactica, of course, which was the popular TV series of the time, starring Lorne Greene, not to confuse with the latest thing. We've got more TV highlights there, because of course we mustn't forget that this magazine, this comic book, was published by the ITV the stuff that was featured. Now the last strip in the page, or I think it's the last strip in the magazine rather, is Mind Your Language, which was a cool sitcom which I used to enjoy back in the day when I was a kid. And then the comic always ended up with TV listings. So for instance, let's go to now all these TV channels, Anglia, Border, Channel, Grampian, Granada, Tainted, Ulster, Southern, Scottish Midlands, were part of the independent television group. So let's just go to LWT, which is London Weekend Television and Thames Television, and look on Saturday, and the programmes they've recommended for readers are Tis Was at 10:30 in the morning, 12:30 World Sport Film it is, and then 8:15 would be Search for a Star. We've also got to look out for next week's edition of Look-in, and the cover feature here looks like being, well, it doesn't look like being, it is Star Trek, the motion picture. So that's ancient.
Gentlemen, we have the capability to make the world's first bionic magazine, Look-in. The only magazine with Bionic Woman as a color picture strip. Now follow Janie Summers every week in her thrilling adventures. And Look-in as well for more bionic excitement with Steve Austin, starting a brand new $6 Million Man serial. Don't miss Oscar's Bionic Twosome. They're together every week only in Look-in, the world's first bionic magazine.
Best of the 70s, so it collects together the best of the 1970s run of Look-in. which were my favourite runs. So we've got a picture strips in here, Sapphire and Steel, The Bionic Woman, Black Beauty. Black Beauty was a great series which I used to enjoy as a kid. That was about the modest people. And then a little introduction written in the book tells you about Look-in, the legendary magazine. La 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 Look-in, and that references to the fact that the old TV adverts always went la 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 Look-in.
He's pinched my Look-in and given me this to read. He said I shouldn't be spending all my time reading about Steve Austin, Space 1999, and all my other TV favourites. I don't even get to read the sports stories, the pop features, or do the great competitions. He's been sulking since those girls kicked him out of that flat.
You finished that one, have you?
Nearly. Look out for Look-in every week.
And Britain's newest pop sensation, Slick, are on the cover of the new Look-in. There's a big feature on the group, including a double-page colour pin-up, plus the start of a weekly picture strip, Slick Stories. You could also win a copy of their new album in a free competition. So look slick and get your copy of Look-in this week for the best in TV, pop and sport.
We've got a strip here called Crowther in Trouble, which would have been from the early 70s, and that features the television comedian Leslie Crowther. We've got a lovely interview here with Roger Moore before he became James Bond. This is a pre-James Bond Roger Moore, and this is from a series that he did with Tony Curtis. He only did one season, and that was largely because he got the part of James Bond, because The Persuaders was a great show that I remember from the early 70s. Stuff. We've got a strip on Please Sir, which of course was the first sitcom. It later went on to be the Fen Street Gang. We've got a strip about On the Buses, the Reg Varney comedy, which was quite popular in this day. We've got Catweasel. We've got Michael Benteam's Party Time. We've got some really cool adverts in here, because this book was featured a lot of the adverts which were featured in the original 1970s Look-in comic or magazine, whatever you want to call it. There's a lovely pin-up there of the cast of Man About the House, of Paula Wilcox in Coronation Street a few years back. Richard O'Sullivan is very well known. He's living in a care home at the moment. Such a good looking chap when he was younger. There's so much more in this book though, and Other Adventures of Black Beauty. It's a really cool book. It gives a flavour of what Look-in magazine was like during the 1970s.
Look inside Look-in every week for the exclusive picture strip story of ABBA, only in Look-in. Look-in also for the $6 Million Man, the incredible Bionic Woman, and the Tomorrow People. And look in for a laugh with Benny Hill. Stewpot's up-to-the-minute news desk, plus fabulous color pop pinups. On the ball with Brian Moore, and big prize competitions. Look inside Look-in every week and have a great time.